Hello, hello, hello. I find myself needing more Slayer spam in my life. My Crix player is happy to oblige. So we have 9 Lightjacks. 5 of them are Sirens, one of them is a Griffon, and 3 of them are Harpies with max and min infiltrators, Vyros 2, 3 Arcanists and Narn and Shadows. So +1 to go first. Against 9 Slayers, a Gorman, a Soul Trapper, and a Warwitch Siren. I know in the 9 Slayer spam, there's roughly 9 odd points that people do all kinds of different things with. And then 3 of the Death Ripper Ward Jacks, the light ones, the Arc Nodes that are free. So we both rolled 6s to go first. I get +1 because of theme benefit, so I got to go first. And he chose that other table side. This is going to be this is a really good game. There's so much information here, and I'm going to try and do it as fast as I possibly can. But it might go a little long, a little bit longer than the other videos, and that's just because of the sheer awesomeness of details. So, first things first, my main strategy for this game is I want to set up an assassination or scenario type of victory. To set up the assassination run, I plan on using my feet to deliver models. Preferably Sirens or Vyros to himself. I think either of them, if they can get on Gaspy, in my head, they should be able to kill him. So, another thing is I'm going to move my infiltrators around the sides and use them as screens. They I don't plan on using them for a ton of damage. Mainly they're to proc feet movements, they're to contest zones later on in the game, and maybe pull some of his heavies out to the sides of the map where they're going to be out of control range. Uh, but yeah, other than that, feet movements. They're great procs for feet movements. So that's my turn 1 run up. Griffon in front. Got a Harpy there, got a Harpy there, got a Harpy there. I want them spread around the board so I can push and pull, or push only, sorry, their heavy jacks around and knock them down, make them spend some focus. These 2 Arcanists are pretty safe behind my wall of light jacks. However, this Arcanist, while he's in a trench, is out here in an arc node. One of these guys could run over here, and then they could Gaspy could put a boosted Hellfire into Arcanist. Probably only one because he wants to spin mobility and get up there. But do you guys think that's worth it, trading that arc node for the Arcanist? I think it is. It's something we were talking about after the game. Let us know what you think. I think bringing down an Arcanist for an arc node is probably a pretty good trade. Especially, it's kind of like a first strike before anything starts happening. Instead, that doesn't happen, and this happens. He moves up the board, and he's just kind of got Slayers out of all my melee ranges except for the Griffon right here. I have guns on everything. So here's what I do. This Griffon is going to go charge and slam that Slayer, and he's going to slam the Gray Slayer into the Green Slayer. The point of that is I want to establish a line of engagement that is right in between this rubble over here and this house. With the line of engagement right there, I can use feet moves to move stuff around in the backfield and set up an assassination run. With the line of engagement right there, there's not very many places for Gaspy to hide unless he backs up or goes to the left. If he goes to the left, I really want to take and bully and own this right zone, and I can do that by feet movements. Aside from that, my Harpies shoot things, knock things down, and just in general push stuff back and get kind of annoying. Infiltrators are going to spread wide, and every single Siren is going to get a focus on left on it intentionally. I'm not boosting damage on any of them. They're all going to have a focus so that they can oracular vision damage. And I'm going to set up everything I can by jamming appropriately with infiltrators and preparing feet turn. So that is what happens. Unfortunately, I do not slam the Slayer far enough to catch the Green Slayer. And this is the jam. This is where we're at. Sirens are out in front, screening for Harpies. Infiltrators spread wide. Some infiltrators over here in feet. Vyros is pretty aggressively positioned. Not too worried about assassination. He's just so freaking survivable. And these guys are all spread wide. I really want to draw some of his Slayers out to kill infiltrators, because if he does, it's just Slayers I don't have to worry about because they're going to be out of control. Note every single Siren has a focus on it for oracular vision. And also note that this infiltrator is standing right here, so that there is no landing spot to hit either of those 2 jacks. That's pretty noticeable. Narn is on the flag. And that's about it. So, this is the feat turn for Vyros 2. If you're not familiar with Vyros 2's feat, it's extremely complicated if used correctly and absolutely phenomenal. It has so many uses. This use I am trying to set up for attrition and assassination. As models die, I want to be able to move Sirens or Vyros 2 to try and hunt down Gaspy. Because typically Gaspy will move first for mobility, and then that'll put him in a final resting spot. Once his final resting spot is determined, I can begin the cat and mouse game of moving my Sirens or Narn or Vyros 2 over to where Gaspy is so I can get him. Narn hitting Gaspy will be ball busting, because if Narn hits Gaspy, it'll probably be his feat turn, and he won't be able to spend focus on spells because Narn has silence. Narn also has acrobatics and parry, so he just goes wherever he wants to get him, and he's most likely to hit him. Well, maybe not because he has Cloak of Ash and he'd need to roll 9s. That's actually not that good. But in my head, it worked out great. But now that I'm looking at it, it's not that good. Anyhow, this was an extremely complicated turn. I'm going to try and highlight things that happened on his turn of killing. So, right here, this Death Ripper comes over here and kills this infiltrator, and he's standing right in front of the objective, blocking the Slayer from getting around him. The goal is that that infiltrator will die to the boosted attack from the Death Ripper, and then Gaspy can arc Calamity onto this unit of infiltrators. Seeing that coming, as soon as he kills the infiltrator, I take this infiltrator and move him out of 5 inches of that arc node. Kind of annoys him, and it's pretty funny. Next up, the Slayer comes up and kills a whole bunch of things, and further creates a wall in front of here, and that leaves a kind of an open spot right here that no more heavy jacks and his army can get to. So this Siren moves to fill in that little gap, and that Siren can now kill pretty much anything on the table because it's in a little alcove that he can't reach. This other Slayer comes over here and charges this Siren right here. Because of Oracular Vision, I just shaved the charge attack roll. He puts 2 more in, but he doesn't kill the Siren. So he's in my face. This Crix blah 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 Slayer comes over here, kills 2 of these infiltrators. One of the infiltrators is in. Gaspy before that had moved to his final spot, which is somewhere over here to clear up the infiltrators. He's on a 4 camp. So Narn, with that infiltrator dying, Narn moves 3 inches to the other side of this flag, and he is in range to attack Gaspy as part of the plan to silence the fool. And I'm looking for the assassination run because I see 4 focus. I've got a Siren right next to him, and I think I can get there. Then I can't remember how, but he got another Slayer to Narn and killed Narn because he saw it coming, and the cat and mouse game just continued. He had to move his solos all over the place to get things done. Over here, he ended up killing these infiltrators. Those became feat moves to keep things safe and make it so damage over here was minimalized. He pulled no jacks because of the feat moves. He killed a couple of infiltrators. It was just a long turn of cat and mouse of him moving something, me messing with his future plans, screwing up deployments, moving things around to contest flags, things like that. So let's go to this assassination that I set up. So here's that Siren I was talking about. Here's the little conundrum he put himself in. Here's the Slayer that killed Narn. And, whoa. Yeah, Gaspy's sitting right there on a 4 camp. Vyros 2 moved a little bit himself on the models that died over here. That's what happened, I remember. And I can get Vyros 2, and I can get this Siren to Gaspy. And I was excited about this. And then I asked him his stats, and he said against living models, Cloak of Ash makes him a 17. Super annoying. And then he said he has Unyielding in his armor 19. This is actually incorrect. He does not have Unyielding in his only armor 17. And armor 19 with a 4 camp, I didn't actually know if I could kill him. Looking back on this, I think the odds were in my favor, but at the time, thinking he was an armor 19 and a 17 against Vyros, who would be mat 11, it just didn't seem like good odds. It didn't seem like an all-in that I wanted to take, since Vyros would have to go in for it. Looking back on things, all these Sirens can start shooting him. Sure, they're going to need 11s to hit. Some of them will sacrifice movement and only need 9s to hit, but it's going to do some damage, and it would probably make it a lot more reliable. I don't know if that's the right call to make. Let me know what you guys think. TJ has regrets on his feet turn. He wishes he had used his Arc Nodes and Hellfire to blow apart some of my Arcanists. He feels like that was a big part of this game, was killing those Arcanists. And also not being more aggressive, but I don't think he could have been much more aggressive. He had to dig himself out of a lot of spots. So, what I'm going to do with this turn is kill a ton of stuff. Contest the zones, and over here, I want to score this zone, and I want to score that flag, and I really want to do it badly. So all 3 of my Harpies are going to take this green jack, and they're just going to shoot it over here, and then up, and then over. And they're going to shoot it all over the place and get out of the zone, and then shoot this. It's a Seether, but it's actually a Slayer. It's being proxied. And going to shoot that one out of the zone, and this Siren's going to go over here and just own that Slayer. And that's more or less what happens. Over here, some damage is going to get done. Over here, I really want to kill that Slayer with these 2 Sirens. So heavy allocation, and these infiltrators are just going to be annoying and get in the way and jam. I'm a little worried about this zone getting cleared with 3 Slayers over there. So that's how this turn ends up. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can see it on his clock. He used a, we'll go to last turn. He used a ton of time on his feet turn getting around all my little chicken chicken. I can't speak right now. He used a ton of his clock getting around my feet and playing into it correctly. So that was great. And yeah, I had a lot of extra focus after killing that Crix Jack. That was an accident. Yeah, here's that Slayer that I pushed out of the zone with a Harpy, and I scored 2, going up 2-0. And this Siren is up in front with a focus. That is not an accident. I did not buy additional attacks because I wanted him to take the brunt of the force. Infiltrators are kind of blocking the rest of it. My Arcanists are pretty safe. Vyros is on a 1 camp. However, Gaspy has, I think, like 20 focus after his feet turn and me spending all those focus and casting spells. Each one of my Arcanists pretty much created a soul token for him by triggering his feet. This was a way more reliable assassination run than I thought. It was a mistake on my part. He did not see it. He looked at it. Vyros 2 is a 15-18 with 18 boxes and on a 1 camp. He should have gone for the assassination run. He should have boosted it to the Calamity. If that Calamity lands, he has a 73% assassination run with Hellfires and boosting damage rolls. It's pretty good. If he doesn't get that Calamity, he just casts mobility and jams in my face and camps and bets that I won't go for the assassination run because I didn't last turn, which was really sad because that's what I spent my feet setting up. Instead, he kills a bunch of stuff and throws a bunch of stuff. And we are here. He took my Sirens and he threw them into each other. How rude. He took my Harpy and he took a Siren and threw it into my Harpy, killing the Siren. He basically killed a bunch of stuff, injured a bunch of stuff, trampled over a bunch of stuff, and he got Gaspy back to safety. He's now got Gorman scoring that flag. I used all my infiltrators like an idiot instead of doing the plan I originally wanted to, where I run them into contest. He has a Warwitch Siren who is apparently Magic 7 and can kill them anyways. Notice he is very low on clock. It's time to really put the squeeze on him. Basic plan, kill a bunch of stuff. Make sure to kill it the rest of the way. I also want to score this zone over here if I can and score that flag. So this happens. I do score the flag. That Arcanist is supposed to be base to base. Vyros is on a no camp because I feel safe. I'm really far away from him. I think I'm okay. A lot of things die. That Slayer got shot and pushed back a whole bunch. And everything's pretty jacked up as far as my stuff and his stuff. Everything is really damaged. I've been putting chip damage in with Harpies almost the entire game. Gunshots, Sirens have been shooting whenever they've needed to, and just a whole bunch of chip damage has been going in. So he decides he wants to kill a bunch of stuff. He pretty much clears out most of this zone on the left, and he kills some more stuff on the right. However, he focuses things that are, I don't know how it worked out, but he didn't focus damage where he needed to focus damage. And instead, everything kind of skates by on enough boxes, and then my objective repairs it up, or Arcanist repair it up. Also note, his time is super low and my time is super low. So right here, it doesn't show it on the clock, but he actually clocks himself. We keep playing because this is a good game. We're into it. We're having a lot of fun. My left zone's looking pretty sad. I've just got a Siren over there. And I don't have anything to contest that flag up there. He doesn't have anything to contest the flag down there. We're just scoring a crap ton of points against each other. Gaspy does not contest this zone, so my goal is to score this zone and score that flag. So, that more or less happens. I kill the Slayer that was here, and I think I do that with like Vyros, actually. And I kill the solo that was here with my infiltrators, and I'm just kind of swarming in to start scoring some points and hopefully take a scenario lead, because this zone is going to fall apart here. And it does! He takes my Siren and he throws it into Arcanist, and they both die. Gaspy comes in here and camps some focus and just beats on all the Sirens, bringing them down to, you can see it over here. Oh, man. You can see kind of on the corner of the screen, all of those models are all jacked up. And here comes my game-winning plan. I am ahead of him by 2 points. If I kill those Gorman and that Soul Trapper, score this flag, score that zone, contest over there, and kill his objective, I score 3 points and I win. So, Arcanist comes over here, heals up that Harpy. That Harpy flies, and it's really important that it lands right here. It takes a free strike from Asphyxious. It doesn't die, doesn't lose its movement, doesn't lose its cortex. Everything's good, golden. Before that, Vyros 2 killed this Arc Node. Did a quick work shot, chopped the objective, boosted damage. Harpy put a whole bunch of shots onto the objective, boosted damage, left it on a couple of boxes. Infiltrators came in, killed Gorman and Soul Trapper. Siren, I decided to, rather than go for the assassination hit run, still thinking he's armor 19, it would just be much easier to walk over there and hit the objective. So Siren walks over there. I oracular vision the free strike because he's pretty janked up. Like you can see, he's pretty freaking janked up. And I don't want him to die. And then he puts 2 attacks into the objective and pass clock and win the game. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Knowing what I know now, just putting even a little bit of chip damage onto Gaspy would have kept him honest for the entire game, or I could have assassinated him on feat turn. I should have just gone for it, found a way to not involve Vyros 2, shot him with a whole bunch of Sirens that could sacrifice movement to shoot because of Bird's Eye. That was way back here. Right here. That Siren, that Siren, that Harpy. Maybe not that Harpy because I'd push him back. Well, I could fly him over this direction so he'd get pushed back into his own dude. But yeah, there's 2 Harpies there. Vyros 2 can put some shots into him. Maybe this other Siren can come over and put some shots into him. That's 3 or 4 POW 12s I could put into him. He doesn't have anything for armor. And then I could put a Siren into him. And then if, he's close, maybe then I send in Vyros 2. But I can do all those things without activating Vyros 2 first and get a good odds for my assassination run. And then he should have assassinated me right here. He just should have done it. Instead, he handed out all that focus and then played an attrition game against me, which was honestly a lot more fun, but here we are. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry, that was a super long video. A ton of stuff happened. The Vyros 2 feat turn worked out really well. It was a great game. I absolutely loved it. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if I missed anything for things we could do differently. We're both looking to get better. This was a great game, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you.